Hi, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to participate in the Flight Academy so far. Over the past few weeks, you've learned how to both carry out due diligence on companies and structure investments into them as well. This week, we will be putting your learnings to the test. We will have each of you carry out due diligence into a company that we made up called Cashway and put together an investment committee memo that summarizes your diligence and communicates your recommendation. That is, whether or not to move ahead with the investment. But first, let's describe what an investment committee memo is. An investment committee memo, also known as an IC memo, is a document that captures the conclusions from due diligence conducted into an opportunity by an investor, ultimately communicating a recommendation by the investor on whether or not to go forward with the investment. This document helps to educate everyone else involved in the decision-making process about an opportunity and helps them make a decision about the opportunity without each having to diligence the opportunity themselves. And the document can take many forms, but most often is presented as a written report that is shared by the investor carrying out the due diligence to the rest of the investment committee. And because an IC memo is created to summarize a due diligence process, a good memo contains the different elements of a due diligence process that we have gone over in the past few modules. A good IC memo starts out with a summary. This section contains high-level information about the company, as well as a summary of findings during the diligence process. It also typically contains the investor's recommendation whether or not to go forward with the opportunity. If the recommendation is to move forward with the opportunity, it typically contains high-level deal terms that the investor will like to move forward with. Next, the memo gives a detailed overview of the country and region that the opportunity is in, as well as an overview of the company's industry in the context of the country and region. The next part of the memo gives a detailed overview of the company itself, including the product, the target customers, and the team. A good IC memo also contains a review of historical financials and an analysis of the company's projected financials as well. Next, the memo also summarizes and reviews the company's historical portfolio performance, as we described in Module 3 a couple weeks back. And lastly, if the recommendation is to move forward with the deal, a good IC memo will have a draft term sheet with indicative terms that the investor is recommending for the deal. It is important to note that in each of these sections, a good IC memo not only summarizes its findings, but also justifies its ultimate recommendation based on these findings. So that's it. We've shared a data room for Cashway. Please dig in. We look forward to reading your memos and seeing what you create. Thank you so much.